Hi folks, Nick here from the Main Street Talk podcast. Are you thinking about your next Disney vacation? I can help you plan that vacation at no extra cost to you. As a travel genie at Genie Travel Company, I keep an eye out for the latest and best Disney promotions and then apply them so you get the most value for your vacation. Contact me at nick.garcia at genietravelco.com. And if you enjoy our podcast, please give us a rating in your player. Enjoy this week's show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Main Street Talk podcast, your go-to podcast for all things Walt Disney World related, all the news and updates and the tips and tricks. I'm your host, Nick, and as always with me is Joni.
Hello, everyone.
So I just want to remind everybody my travel deal is still in place, and I'm thinking about maybe extending it. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'll let you know next week for sure.
Wow. How long's your birthday last?
My birthday is forever. It's all year long. I mean,
well, you already get Father's Day coming up too. I mean, what more do you want?
Yeah, but it's my birthday.
So we're going to move this from birthday to Father's Day deals?
We're going to move it all the way through.
Okay.
Give me a holiday. We're going to keep pushing it
and then
through.
We have the 4th of July coming up. Today is actually Flag Day.
Is today Flag Day?
Today is Flag Day.
Today
We're recording on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday, June 14th. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. So the deal again is, as of right now through June 30th, that you book with me, doesn't matter when you travel, 5-night stay at Disney World or Disneyland, packaged with park tickets or Disney Cruise Line, 4 nights sailing or longer, you get a $50 gift card from me.
Mm-hmm.
That will come to you the week before you travel. Again, just book by June 30th, as of right now.
Let's clarify that is an e-card.
It is an e-card, yes.
Not a physical.
Thank you for saying that. It will be emailed to you. So yeah, it doesn't matter when you travel. You can travel a year from now, a year and a half from now, whenever you want to travel. So yeah, just contact me, nick.garcia at genietravelco.com, or message me on Facebook. You can message my travel page, the podcast page, whatever. So, all right, you ready to get into the news?
I'm ready.
Magic Kingdom. Disney has confirmed the entertainment showtimes for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. A few things they have confirmed. The fireworks show will take place at 10 p.m., and the first Boo to You Halloween parade is confirmed to take place at 8:15 during the event, while the second parade has not yet been confirmed. In the past, it has been 11:15. So, figure 11:15, somewhere in there.
Just follow the people.
Pipes have been installed in the ground throughout the Cars-themed Piston Peak National Park, currently under construction. Work also continues on the retaining wall separating the new area from the rest of Frontierland. Over at Epcot, construction walls have come down at La Poutinerie in Epcot. La Poutinerie, hosted by Air Canada, opens on July 1st at the Canada Pavilion in Epcot. The description from Air Canada reads, "A taste of Canada at Epcot. La Poutinerie, hosted by Air Canada, brings a Canadian classic with a twist." And for our Canadian friends, if I'm mispronouncing that, I do apologize.
Yeah, we're not versed in many languages, so.
And Disney has begun its refurbishment of the World Celebration reflecting pool by draining the water. Over at Hollywood Studios, roller coaster track for the new Monsters, Inc. door ride is now visible in a staging area near Hollywood Studios. So the tracks are coming. It's basically in the same area they were staging the columns, the support columns. You can see it from the Skyliner. I've seen pictures, and it was definitely taken from the Skyliner. And crews have installed the beginnings of a framework for Harryhausen's facade. The Monsters, Inc. restaurant will replace Mama Melrose's Restaurante as part of the new Monstropolis area. And we mentioned this last week. I did not know it would be this soon. This over at Animal Kingdom, the Maasai giraffe calf Ivy has made her Savannah debut and is now visible to guests on the Kilimanjaro safaris alongside her mom, Willow. So yeah, that was quick. We just mentioned that last week. They said, yeah, she's going to be out there soon. Well, she's there.
She's there. She's thriving, so she's good to go.
And Jumping Junction at Animal Kingdom, part of the new Bluey Wide World experience, has started allowing guests to enter for tests. According to the cast members, they are performing limited test runs with the guests at a maximum of about 60 people per day. So far, the animals are coping well. So that's the walkthrough area.
You have to sign a waiver?
Get boxed by a kangaroo?
I would be first in line to sign that waiver because I cannot wait to do this.
And Animal Kingdom, Rhino Kendi can see again after a rare surgery. Disney veterinarians recently removed a cataract in Kendi's right eye after noticing cloudiness, which could lead to blindness. Kendi is 27 years old. And Pluto and Goofy are now meeting in a new location at Disney's Animal Kingdom. When they're out and about, you can find Pluto and Goofy in the Asia section of the park. And as always, check the My Disney Experience app for specific locations and times. Over to resorts, the Grand Floridian Cafe at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort will close for a month-long refurbishment. We now know its last date of operation will be Sunday, July 19th. It will be closed beginning Monday, July 20th through October of this year. Miscellaneous. The food trucks at Exposition Park on the west side of Disney Springs have officially been removed. We had told you about that a few weeks ago, that they were coming to an end. And Cars, the movie Cars, is coming back to theaters for the 20th anniversary this fall. I'm going to ask you this. Disney released, and this was verified by Axios, how much, in the last 30 years, how much do you think the Toy Story franchise has driven, money-wise, how much has it driven Disney?
Well,
30 years. All
30
of the toys.
years,
We're on Toy Story 5.
and we're on
coming up.
Toy Story 5. We've got a whole area devoted to
everything Toy Story.
Everything Toy Story. My word. 16 billion.
You are spot on.
Are you serious?
You are exactly spot on.
And I didn't even check. I didn't check your notes. This was like a random question.
This
wow.
Toy Story franchise has $16 billion in a total revenue for the company over the past 30 years. The number comes from an economic study commissioned by the company and provided exclusively to Axios.
Well, I don't gamble, but let's go.
16. Why cannot believe you hit that number right on the dot.
Yay, me.
And the Walt Disney World website, the company is testing an AI overview search function. As of right now, it just appears to be in the testing phase. I don't think it's available to the public. It's just live for, certain people to test. And nearly a decade after the 2-year-old Lane Thomas Graves tragedy at Disney Grand Floridian Resort and Spa, Disney announced they have removed 400 gators from the Walt Disney World property. Now, 10 years after the tragic loss of their son, Lane Thomas Graves, Matt and Melissa Graves continue to honor his memory through the Lane Thomas Foundation, which helps families of children in need of life-saving organ transplants and promotes organ donation awareness. They are releasing a tribute video celebrating Lane's life and the positive impact the foundation has made in his name.
Well, and just now, that's an awful story, but
it is.
There are signs around the parks, resorts, areas, and things like that, and they've done measures to prohibit the wildlife from coming up where the people are. Yeah, but you still got to be very careful and watch the children.
And they put
because accidents do happen, but this is super unfortunate.
Yeah, and Disney put up a monument at the Grand Floridian for him. And Margaret Carey, known as the model for Disney's Tinker Bell in the original Peter Pan, has passed away on June 11th. She was 97 years old. Oh, wow. And I didn't know they actually had a model for Tinker Bell. Oh, yeah. That was news to me. So, okay, well, that's all I have for news. Wow. Let's go over to Spotlight on Attraction.
Cruise news.
No cruise news.
Well, I got an email the other day that Disney Marvel is starting the sales of their 2027 sailings for the Magic for Marvel Day at Sea. Yeah, I believe they're in January, February. I've been spying really hard on that because that's where we plan on taking our grandson in a couple of years when he hits the age. He's a Spider-Man nut. Yeah, yes, he is. So I've been stalking the Marvel Disney Marvel at Sea Day. So anyway, okay. Spotlight on Attraction. We are over in China today. So we are going to talk about a few dining options, a couple of excursions and attractions, and then a meet and greet. So starting us off is the Nine Dragons restaurant, which is a table service dining. And it's serving pan Chinese cuisine under soft glowing Chinese lamps. It is an a la carte casual dining style. You can request a table by one of the windows for a sweeping view of the World Showcase Lagoon Promenade. This establishment has a cancellation policy and a modification policy, meaning that a per-person fee will be charged to the card provided at the time of making the reservation if you are a no-show or fail to cancel or fail to modify your reservation according to the establishment's policies. Prices for the lunch and dinner menu, which they do not have a breakfast, are currently at about $11 to $14 for each kiddo age 9 and under. Those diners age 10 and older are approximately $15 to $35 per person. Annual pass holders can receive 10% off this dining location, but some restrictions apply. See the pass holder discounts for additional details, terms, and conditions. So the Lotus Blossom Cafe is a quick service dining option that is open for lunch and dinner hours and operates like a standard counter service spot where you order at the counter, pick it up at the counter, and you find your own seating in the open air dining area. Menu items include Chinese favorites like pot stickers, egg rolls, orange chicken, etc. And they even have a ginger ice cream, which I would be interested in trying.
I don't like ginger at all, but I would definitely try it.
Well, I mean, used in very low moderation.
Yeah, it can be a little overpowering.
Yeah, it can be. But I'm sure they know how to make that very, very tasty. The cost is as much as $15 per adult entree and approximately $12 per kid meal. Then we've got Joy of Tea, which is a popular snack stand offering a variety of teas, whether they be hot, iced, or bubbles, as well as some alcoholic beverages and some snacks. It's known for its peach bubble milk tea, the honey hibiscus iced tea, which can also be served as a hard item with rum, and other unique drinks like the Cantaloupe, which is served with vodka, and the Kung Fu Punch, which also has vodka. The My Disney Experience app lists the snack menu pricing as currently $15 and under per adult. So we got a few dining options there. So let's check over to Reflections of China, which is their signature attraction. It is a Circle Vision 360-degree, 14-minute documentary film that opened on May 22nd, 2003, and it is narrated by an actor playing Li Bei, who is an ancient Chinese poet from the Tang Dynasty. And it takes viewers on a tour of the Chinese countryside and historical structures and buildings like the Great Wall of China, the Forbidden City of Beijing, and so much more. Reflections of China replaced Wonders of China, and the Wonders of China ran from October 1, 1982 until March 25, 2003. Be mindful, there are no seats in this theater. I think there was a couple of benches in the very back.
In the very back
but you missed the whole 360 ambiance.
I wish they would put benches in where you could.
There are railings that line the center of the floor
like
that
aisles,
run
almost aisles,
that guests must stand, but you can lean on these railings. However, those folks using wheelchairs and electric vehicles obviously can remain in those.
Right.
There is audio description, assistive listening, and handheld captioning available. And though it's not a standard queue, you do get to wait in a large open foyer of the China Pavilion, which features historical exhibits like the Tomb Warriors. So there's like a little bit of a museum-ish kind of thing around there. And speaking of museums, there's actually an indoor museum gallery named House of the Whispering Willows, and this functions as a walkthrough exhibition space highlighting Chinese culture, art, and the creative intersection between Disney and traditional design. You can see how the Imagineers seamlessly wove elements of Chinese culture into modern theme park infrastructure. It is a quiet, air-conditioned, and rarely crowded area, making it an ideal spot to escape the heat and or the rain. So that's pretty neat. I always spend so much time going through these museum things because I feel like I need to look at
every little thing.
Yeah, because I'm just so fascinated by it. Lastly, over in China, we have the meet and greet of Mulan, and depending on the weather of the day, she alternates between two specific locations inside the pavilion. Her outdoor location is the Water Gardens, where scenic water garden pathways, bridges, or the alcove just to the left of the main Temple of Heaven replica serves as the background. However, if it is raining, excessively hot, or during special event adjustments, her meet and greet moves inside the lobby foyer area of the Reflections of China Theater. Check your app for locations and times, but she's usually appearing intermittently throughout the day and usually between the hours of 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. It is recommended to arrive early because cast members routinely close the queue 10 to 15 minutes before her session ends if the line gets too long. So to make sure you don't miss that, just get there a little early. They do recommend arriving 15 minutes early before a scheduled start time to secure your spot. And there is a Disney PhotoPass photographer frequently stationed with her to capture the moments, and Mulan will be more than happy to sign some autographs for either you or your kiddos. So get over to China. Got a lot going on over there.
Walk on over to China.
Yeah, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Norway. So that's what I have for our attraction for this week.
Okay. Thanks, Joni.
Yeah, you bet.
We are going to go to this week in Disney history. I want to say something before I start this because this kind of comes up. The History Channel put out a show called How Disney Made America. It's part of their How Food Built America or something like that.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. We watched that last week. It was very, very good. We were surprised at how many firsts that Disney
oh my goodness,
was a part
of everything.
And it's going to come up in this next section. I want to talk about it a little bit. But they were the first person, or Disney was the first one to partner with a cereal company to put characters on boxes.
To make it more appealing for children.
Mm-hmm. Lunch boxes. Disney was the first one to put a character on a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it does come up. I just wanted to bring that up, and I'll tell you when it does.
You cannot escape Disney in a lot of the worlds of the firsts. They've had the award for lots of it.
Yep.
Which I was astounded by as well. Anyway.
All right.
Proceed,
June
please.
14th, 1959, we kick things off in Anaheim. This is arguably the single most important expansion day in Disneyland history. Walt Disney officially debuted 3 iconic groundbreaking attractions simultaneously. The Disney Monorail, the Submarine Voyage, and the mighty Matterhorn Bobsleds. The Matterhorn didn't just change the park's skyline, it went down in history as the world's very first tubular steel roller coaster. That's what I was getting at. Mm-hmm. They talk about that in this show, that because the way Walt wanted the ride, they had to come up with a new roller coaster system.
Yeah.
And they came up with this tubular so it could So bend.
I have a question.
And now that's used worldwide.
It is. But he saw it somewhere, and I can't remember on the film that we just watched with this whole thing that you're describing. Where did he first see it? And he started having
for the Matterhorn?
Yeah.
I don't remember where they were at. They were traveling abroad, him and his wife. And they saw something that he was like, I want to put that in the park. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was.
Hence, the Contemporary has the tunnel straight through it.
No, this is the Matterhorn. I know,
but they also put the monorail.
Oh, yeah, the monorail.
The same suspension type of situation, whether it hang or whether it set on top
Whether it was on top of,
Right.
Yep. And June 15th, 1967, Club 33 opens its doors. Moving ahead to the Summer of Love, a secret door clicked, unlocked in New Orleans Square. Club 33, the ultra-exclusive members-only dining club, officially opened at 33 Royal Street. Sadly, Walt Disney passed away 6 months before it opened, but his vision for a private lounge to entertain corporate sponsors and VIP lives on as one of the ultimate Disney bucket list experiences. June 17th, 1972. 5 years later, the night sky lit up with thousands of sparkling lights. The Main Street Electrical Parade made its absolute premiere at Disneyland. Driven by that unforgettable synth-heavy Barquet Hoedown track, this revolutionary parade introduced three-dimensional light floats and synchronized show-controlled audio to the theme park world. June 15th, 1994. Time for some silver screen royalty. The Lion King held its limited exclusive premiere in New York and Los Angeles before taking over the world later that month. It broke box office records to become the highest grossing hand-drawn animated film of all time, and that classic soundtrack still gets stuck in our head.
Yeah.
June 15th, 2012, Disney California Adventure completely reimagined its identity by cutting the ribbon on Cars Land and Buena Vista Street. This massive expansion anchored the park with Radiator Springs racers, transforming DCA into a true powerhouse destination. And June 12th, 2025, finally a nod to the open ocean, while the massive Disney Adventure officially sailed on its maiden voyage from Singapore earlier this year. On March 10th, 2026, it reached a landmark construction milestone in Germany during this week in 2025. Shipyard crews officially installed the ship's massive 13-foot stern characters, marking the first time in cruise line history that both Captain Mickey and Captain Minnie share the back of the flagship hull together.
That was just last year? Wow. I didn't realize that was so recent.
Yep.
Okay.
Mickey and Minnie.
Good.
All right. That's this week in Disney history.
Perfect.
Go on to our movie of the week.
Okay. Today we've got the 1957 Perri, which is rated G. This film is a true life fantasy, according to Wikipedia, and not to be confused with the True Life Adventure series. The first appearance was October 28th, 1957 in the U.S. The runtime is 75 minutes. The budget is not publicly released, but the box office pulled $1.75 million in U.S. rentals. It's directed by N. Paul Kenworthy and Ralph Wright, written by Ralph Wright and Winston Hibler, produced and narrated by Winston Hibler, edited by Jack Atwood, and the music, there's so many to list, so it's credited to quite a few people with orchestra, scoring,
Got a whole slew of people involved.
Yeah, lots to mention. It is based on the 1938 novel titled Perri, the Youth of a Squirrel by German author Felix Salten. A side note is that Felix also wrote the 1923 novel Bambi, A Life in the Woods, and this Perri movie is actually a follow-up to that book. Not the Perri movie, I apologize. The Perri novel was a follow-up to Bambi. And Bambi actually does make a brief appearance in the Perri film as well. So we have a live-action film that follows the life of a young female squirrel as she grows up in a forest. It combines wildlife documentary footage with a fictional story, showing her journey from childhood through the changing seasons as she learns to survive predators, find food, and navigate life in the wild. Eventually, she forms a bond with a mate squirrel named Poro, and together they face dangers such as the natural enemy to the squirrel, the marten, and forest fires before finding safety and companionship. The film presents a gentle coming-of-age story set entirely in nature. The movie was notable for blending real wildlife photography with a scriptive narrative, making it the only Disney feature labeled a true life fantasy rather than a documentary. So, another first. It was nominated for Best Music Scoring at the 30th Academy Awards that was held in 1958, and it won the Golden Berlin Bear, which is one of the highest honors to win, and for the Best Feature-Length Documentary / Culture Film in 1958.
You said it won the Oscar for musical score?
It was nominated.
Oh, nominated. Okay.
Nominated,
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a documentary style movie. Yeah, pretty cool.
But it did win the Golden Berlin Bear, which is one of the highest honors to receive for that. Some bonus info is Perri was shot over the course of 3 years. The footage used in the film was shot on, I'm not a camera nerd. I have no idea what any of this, but there might be some people out there that can understand this lingo, but I just thought it was interesting, the numbers. So it was shot on 300,000 feet of 16 millimeter film, which was later edited down to 8,000 feet and was then converted to 35 millimeter film.
I have no idea what any of that means. Somebody out there does.
But 35 millimeter film, we haven't had that for quite some time.
Yeah, that's all foreign language to me.
Parts of the film were shot in Wyoming and parts in Salt Lake City, and also Uinta National Forest in Utah. The film was the first on-screen credit for Roy E. Disney, who was Walt's nephew, who worked as a photographer. So that was kind of interesting.
Roy E. Disney.
Yeah. And upon its release, it was generally well received by critics and audiences. So
I liked it.
That was Perri.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good movie. I learned that when the squirrel's in a forest, 90% of its life is evading danger.
Yeah. Well, what did we say? It was either trying to hunt or hide.
Hunt or hide. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It shows, the intimate life of a squirrel, I guess.
I thought the part was kind of cute where she was up in the tree and she saw a flying squirrel, and so she attempted to fly.
Yeah, she did. Then she realized she didn't have wings, so she just
didn't work so well.
It was a long fall, so she was okay.
And another thing that was kind of ironic is that when in forest life, they tend to, when there's danger, they go to their home. So even though the tree was on fire, she went to her home in the tree to escape the fire and then realized this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
So
pretty cool movie though. Check it out.
Probably trying to go back to protect her food. Anyway, that's Perri, 1957.
All right. Thanks, Tony.
Yeah, you bet. Oh, next week we've got Old Yeller.
I've never seen Old Yeller. I don't know if I'm prepared for it. I've heard everything I've heard is not good.
Well,
I mean, I've heard it's a good movie, but I heard it's very emotional.
Well, yeah.
Oh,
anyway, Old Yeller next week.
Old Yeller. Okay. All right. On to this week's tip or trick. Our tip or trick this week is to schedule your table service meals on non-park days, because these table service meals can take an hour or two. Some of them, obviously you can't schedule the park meals, the table service inside the park,
right? Because you have to have you have to have a ticket to get that reservation.
So these are like Chef Mickey or Topolino's or Ohana or something, because you're paying a premium for a park ticket. You don't want to spend your first couple times going to Disney. You don't want to spend your park hours getting on a monorail, going over to Ohana and sitting there for an hour or two. I mean, maybe you want to, but in my opinion, it's just, I wouldn't do it.
We always do that when we take the kids. We schedule it on an off day and we go to
character meals we do on the off days. Yep. Yeah, because you're there a little while and you don't feel rushed. You don't feel like, okay, we got to get through this meal. We got to lightning lane.
And then you're not so full and you're going to riding rides or having to walk, 83 miles.
So yeah.
1,000 miles.
Schedule that table service meal on non-park days is our tip or trick, obviously for outside the parks. But all right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this week's show. You have anything else to add?
I do not.
Okay.
Not that I can think of right now.
All right. Well, our Facebook page is Main Street Talk. The Facebook group is Disney World Tips and Tricks. Our Instagram is Main Street Talk Podcast. The website is mainstreettalkpod.com. All of our links live there. We are on YouTube, audio only, no video. And you can contact me for any travel, nick.garcia at genietravelco.com. Any Disney vacation, any cruise you want to book. And we are affiliates of the Magic Candle Company. The link is on our website, and use the code Main Street Talk at checkout for 15% off. We will be back next week with all the latest news, tips and tricks, a new land and world showcase.
Yeah.
So
our new land, we're going to be going over to Italy.
Italy.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Germany.
Yeah.
We're
going to be going over to Germany.
Skipping land.
All right. Well, we will be back next week. So we will talk to you real soon.
Bye, everyone.